That's crazy, man.
Hey guys, Roku here, welcome to today's video guys. Before we do anything guys, please consider hitting the red shiny button and subscribing, and consider hitting the like button because I made this video for you. So guys, today's video topic, many YouTubers participated to this actual topic, and I'll leave all their links to their video in the description down below, so make sure to go check that out afterwards. We basically decided to make this a collective attempt to try to talk about problems with Legends, because Legends is a fantastic game with fantastic potential, but we don't think the devs per se are doing their part for this. So today I have a few bullet points on my phone in front of me here. I'll go over them. There won't be any real editing in this video guys. I think it's important to see these issues as all like intricately knit together. So that's why I don't want to put cuts, because it'll separate things and whatnot. I'll only cut at the end of this intro here. So basically, it's just me, you, and my microphone with some gameplay. I think so. That's going to be calling for a good time. Let's go. Alright, so like I said, Legends has a lot of problems, but it has a lot of goods, right? We can't ignore that. There's a lot of goods, but that's not what I want to address today. I'm not here to praise Legends, even though like to me and you, and to me to you, and to you to me, that makes no sense. What I'm trying to say is we can be honest and say that there are a lot of good things about Legends, but this video is just going to be criticism. It won't be destructive criticism. I'm going to try to be honest about things and go forward with that. All right, so my first bullet point here is PvP. So PvP has been an up and down trend, and mostly down lately, which is really unfortunate for Legends. What I'm saying is they're saying, like, actually I remember a statement, I don't know who said it, might not be true, but there's no dedicated servers for PvP. And when you're doing PvP with no dedicated servers, and when that's the focus of your game, there's a problem there. Like, there's a real problem there, okay? Because you get lag from cross-continental play, which is really bad. Like, whenever we face people from Brazil in NA, we get, like, everybody lags. It's horrible, and I don't think that should be a thing. And I'm not sure how they can fix that. And they said, like I said, that statement, which I don't know if it's true, but they don't have dedicated servers, so they can't really fix that about cross-continental play. So I think that's the problem they need to address regarding the infrastructure of the actual game and how like PvP works, right? So that is one thing I do not like, the fact that there is no dedicated server to a game about PvP, right? Which doesn't really make sense. Next thing in PvP I had is cheaters, right? So cheaters are really prevalent in Dragon Ball Legends. Unfortunately, by that I mean they can be found, and they're going to be found until the rest of the season ends. So by that I'm saying there's lack of punishment through late punishment. The problems happen during the season, not after. Okay, the season's going, we're playing, we're all going, and like it's a stressful environment. It's like ×3 RP, and you finding lag from cross-continental play. It's like we don't have time for current cheaters. So late punishment is one thing I condemn here. You should not punish people at the end of a season. You should punish them in the season. And like, what, an hour they can't play? That's not going to do anything. They're going to come back later. And you probably won't even catch them in the season. So there's that, okay? Lack of punishment for cheaters and late punishment. And on top of that, insufficient punishment, okay? You reset their rank and what? What happens? Nothing. They're going to come back next season. I understand you want to make money. I understand you want them to stay. I understand you want people to still play the game, so again, you can make money. But at the end of the day, you lose people more than you realize when you do that. And you lose loyal people who actually buy things, you know? Who actually spend time on the game and buy things and grind and whatnot. What you gain when you do that is cheaters who don't grind properly, at least, probably don't buy anything, and just cheat on your game. So it's a type 1, type 2 problem, okay? There's two problems here, which you're trying to address, and you're trying to compromise between the two, which will in the end hurt both sides and the greater good for your game. So you have to pick a side here. You can't try to mitigate both. So you either have to get rid of the cheaters right away and ban them right away in the season, or you're going to lose your players. So which one do you want to keep? Which one do you want to keep, Legends? That's up to you. So that is my big problem right now with PvP. So bad matchmaking is another point, okay? So we're already like five minutes in almost, so let me get this straight out. Bad matchmaking, which might be fixed in this update 2.9, so I'm not going to say a lot on it. I'm not going to say a lot, but I'm just going to say that the matchmaking is horrible, okay? Gaining 3 RP and then losing like 5 million because you can't find players that are appropriate is really bad. When you're losing RP by winning a match, when you're losing your rank because you won a match, that's bad also. Like in Dynasty RP, I was winning 3 RP, but because it was only 3 RP, I was losing ranks because other people were like, I guess, getting more RP. So that's really weird. Like that's like really, really weird. I don't understand why it's like this. So another thing is the Unreal meta, right? Vegito Blue, okay? Legends back in the day used to counter main units that came out with new units that would counter them, so it would balance the meta, sorry. But now they're just letting Vegito Blue go on like non-stop, and like it doesn't make sense again, because you're trying to balance your game. I understand you want people to go for Vegito Blue over and over and spend money because he's so good, but it's a type 1 type 2 problem. You're trying to mitigate both sides losing both sides because you're doing that. You have to pick a side, balance the meta, and I guess have less people go for Vegito Blue, or let people go for Vegito Blue and let him be broken, which in the end, in my opinion, will lose you more players if you do that. So you can't pick both and try to mitigate. You're just gonna lose. So very unbalanced meta. Too many red units for no reason. Like there's like 4 or 3 red units that came out. Like no, clearly the answer here is green. And they did that before. They used to do that. They would bring out units that would just counter the main unit because it did not keep him too OP for too long, and I think that's perfect. So now let's jump into some PvE action, okay? So there's a lack of events, right, in the game. I'm sorry guys if I'm just throwing information at you guys, but this is for the devs as well as, I guess, for people who are interested here. So there's a lack of events. There's no new events. It's recycled events. There's no new modes. There's no new type of events. And I suppose I understand coding a little bit. I can read and write a little bit of Lua, and I can read some HTML as well, and I guess the game languages as well. And I can say it's like, not objectively, but it's not that difficult to implement a new specific, like a new event, period. You see it all the time in Dokkan, even though it's been like 5 years, but we don't even have the amount of events Dokkan has had probably in 2 years that we have in 2 years in Legends. Don't quote me on that, but I'm just throwing it out there. Like, you can introduce new types of events fairly easily if you take the time. Like, the time they take to recycle all these events would be perfect to do that. And so lack of, like I said, so lack of events, no new events, recycled events, no new modes / type of events. I think that should be addressed, because again, as I understand, PvP is a thing, but first, you're not addressing PvP well. Second, your PvE is being really not that well right now, and I think that's a problem. And I can't offer like particular solutions. I'm not in the dev team, okay? I'm not gonna try to offer, I suppose, solutions that I'm not sure of. So I'll get back to maybe a segment of solutions at the end there, but right now we're just addressing the problems, okay? So next up is the missions. Missions, again, very boring, and like one of the most popular missions is way too difficult relative to players. The invite like 30 friends mission, like why is that even a thing? I don't understand that. And it's good for YouTubers, sure, because I suppose we in a way can get people to get a lot of people invited, right? But no one's gonna spend their whole day trying to invite 30 people for sleeves, like, or a title. Like, no one's gonna do that. It's like useless, and it's a bad incentive because the reward you're giving for a lot of labor is horrible. It's a horrible ratio in my opinion, and I think that's just a bad way to do it, especially when it's the anniversary. That's how you turn people off of the game for sure. So I guess a way to fix that would be making these a little bit more accessible to everybody, just like Zenkai, which was an amazing step. So that's good. Like, Zenkai is good. It's not a problem for me because they're fixing it, and it takes like 7 to 8k RP to get a full Zenkai 7. And I think that's good. That's good for me in my part. No complaints there, because 20k CC was a bit too much and made them too OP. But I think they're going to do now with Zenkai, they're going to like nerf them but it's gonna be worth it because that's what everybody's gonna get, right? For 7k RP. So that's that. One other thing is underwhelming performance in contrast to another game, in this case Dokkan. I never played Dokkan. Ever. Okay, that's a lie. I played it once, okay? And I was like, it's okay. Like, it's nothing crazy. I'm not a fan of the orb thing because that's how I viewed it. Then the anniversary dropped. I'm rank 80 now. And my time on that has gone way up compared to, say, Legends, which has gone down a lot down, okay? As you can see, I've probably had more recent Dokkan videos than Legends. So that's really unfortunate for Legends. Again, I'm still a fan of Legends. It's just Dokkan somehow took over. And that's for everybody, like not just me. And then you realize it's not about the orbs, like just tapping orbs. It's like there's, I guess, intricate in a way team composition. The grind is kind of fun because there's a lot of events. There's different types of events. There's a lot of gifts in your box. There's a lot of gifts in your gift box, and Legends just doesn't do that. And it's nice to see gifts in the box, guys. It's just nice to see. So I suppose even in prime time, we weren't that. I wasn't that hyped as Dokkan. So really unfortunate again, because the game basically said, you can love the game if you pull VB. If you don't pull VB, you're out. Like, you're gonna be a depressive boy about the game. So putting all your hope and all your work and all your efforts on one unit, which is Vegeta Blue in this case, really not fun for everybody that doesn't pull him. So the game has to be held at a higher standard for sure. Very underwhelming performance, especially in Dokkan's anniversary, and the game's been underwhelming even before Dokkan's anniversary, and in that time Dokkan was doing great as well, so it's really weird. It is a competitor, so you have to... Oh, I did get the little text here, I'm sorry guys. Turn that off here. So again, has to be held at a higher standard. That's my final point. So many of these are problems with Legends, and I hope the team can do something about this. As for my solutions, I cannot give proper solutions because I do not know anything about the actual infrastructure of the game. So I can't say do this, do that, and they actually just can't do it because of how the game is working and how it's coded. But a few things, maybe if I go over my list here. Again, the PvP, I don't know what to suggest because they said, which again, I don't know if this is true, but I keep bringing it up. I should check after for sure, that they don't have dedicated servers. I don't know what to suggest. I don't know how they can work with that. Like, all I know is that it's a problem and it has to be fixed, or else it's going to go bad. You know what I'm saying? So PvP for that. The meta can be fixed for sure. Bring out more green units. Green units, in this case, green units, but you're going to need to to balance out, I suppose, the main unit. You're going to need to bring out units that counter him. And Legend used to do that, but I think they'll still do it, but they're just taking their sweet time with VB just to get everyone to summon or something. Like, we're probably going to see a rush of green units right after this anniversary ends, like the banner ends or something. So again, so to counter the meta, to balance it, bring out units that counter the main unit with varied tags, not future, not god key. Keep it varied. Keep it counter to the main element. That's how you're gonna fix a meta, in my opinion. Make sure to just keep countering everything you're doing. You're going left, go right. You're going right, go left. And just keep doing that forever. The cycle repeats. That's a way, in my opinion, to fix it. Keeps it balanced. As for missions, bring more missions for events that are more gratifying, okay? Because missions right now are just really boring. There's nothing very fun over them, just going over them. There's nothing particularly exciting when you're looking at missions. So bring in more varied missions, more different ways of getting things, okay? Not just clear this 500 times or do this. Or like maybe, I don't know, restrictions maybe. Don't swap or anything of the sort that can get you like intuitively into the game and you're like, okay, oh, it's giving me a challenge here. Okay, I'm not just fighting a bot for no reason. That's just waiting for perfect vanishes. It's like, bro, really? Like, there's so much potential that it's just not being addressed properly. So that's for missions. And underwhelming performance, like I said, that goes into everything. So there's no real solution to that except addressing everything one at a time, I suppose. So spoke a lot. Probably need the swig of water here. Give me a second, guys. Let me breathe. All right, yeah. So I'll stop this rant here. not really rant, I suppose, criticism with a little bit of solutions on my part. Thank you guys to those who reached the end here and watched it all. I know I'm watching. I know who you is. 10% of viewers. I appreciate you guys. You guys are real. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys tomorrow for a new video. It's me, I'm Roku, and I'm out.